Peace. Good evening. I'd like to welcome you guys back to another edition of the Foul Playland. As always, I'm your foul player. Wanted to do a video with my brother Tyrone Smith. Tyrone Smith, let the people know where we can find you.
On YouTube, TS Boxing.
Excellent. I'm hoping that you watched the entirety of the fight because I'm not gonna front. Like I didn't get to watch the fight of this evening, Tank Davis versus Isaac Cruz. Were you able to watch the fight in its entirety?
Off and on.
You weren't riveted by all the happenings.
No, I saw after like the first two rounds he had a hard head. I mean, I've seen him fight twice before on Showtime undercards versus Magdaleno and Francisco Vargas, but I knew he just kept a really tight guard, and I thought the uppercut was there, but it just I guess it just didn't pan out. But no,
No,
I wasn't
we'll get
riveted.
into
No.
the grim and gory in a minute. No, but I actually did see him fight before, and because I went looking for his fights last night, to see if I could catch a old one, and I remember watching the fight, and I remember too because this little logo that he used in tonight's fight and the fight that I've seen in the past, but he's still not memorable like as far as Cruz. But we'll get into that in a second though. Like the no, but I just wanted to I asked you if you watched it in its entirety because I was on the road listening to the fight like on Hail the Mind Body Coach's channel. If you guys could subscribe to him, too, good guy out of Queens. But
I thought he's from Florida. I thought he lives in Florida.
I don't know if he lives in Florida, but I think he's initially from Queens. I mean,
Oh, okay.
either. I may is it the same dude?
Yeah, focus ball, right?
Yeah, that's it. Yeah, focus. The but I was listening to his fight call and I got to the cribs and I started watching like at the fifth round because I was on the road. But but I caught it from the fifth round on so what do you think like from the little that you were catching or that you from the fight that you watched?
Um, Nothing really of note. I mean, he said he hurt his hand. As we get benefit of the doubt, it looked like it. I thought 8-4 was okay, or 115, 113. I mean, there wasn't much in it. it you know, yeah, not really interesting fight.
Yeah, like I mean the little that I did catch because like while I was in the car, it didn't seem like Isaac Cruz was putting rounds in the bag. So I guess I started watching it like when it was more riveting for make like because I mean everybody thought and I thought that Tank Davis was gonna win like as a certainty. So when I like the rounds that I was watching that I was watching in the latter portion, I mean like Isaac Cruz was giving him a fight. I didn't think that Isaac Cruz was putting like big time rounds in the bag from like the little that I watched until like later in the fight. Like so that's what made it interesting for me because it was a battle rather than like what a lot of people predicted, including myself. I thought that Tank was gonna get him out of there early. You know what I'm saying? Like pre 8 round from everybody for the most part that I heard. I think two videos that I heard. I think Fanon and Blue Blood Sports TV like both had it pre 10th round. So I mean like to see like a little bit of a battle from the rounds that I watched, which are like 5 on before. I don't know when it was, but that's what made it a good fight. Not a good fight, entertaining. Like while I watched it.
It
So
was all right.
yeah,
I mean,
like what was up
I'm
with
not
the
watching
with
it back again.
why'd they put this on Sunday?
I don't know why they put it on pay per view. I don't know. I mean, I thought it the two undercard fights helped its case on paper. Fundora and Garcia, I didn't think was a good fight. I thought it'd be better than that, but also
Yeah,
thought
as
the
did I
scorecards were
thought
way
so
too
too, and
wide.
I actually heard that card on Marlo's corner. Like, that fight, and it subscribes to them too. Like Trey, I think is the best fight caller in boxing on YouTube at least.
That
Um,
and,
but they were making it seem as if the fight wasn't that interesting either. Was
no,
that Fandora fight was no good?
uh, it looked like a clown show. I mean, the guy. People are lying about their heights here. Maybe Fundora is taller than he's made out to be, but I definitely think that Garcia guy is shorter than they say he is. He says he's 6'1", he looked 5'10". Fundora, I don't know how tall he is because I really felt that Garcia guy is much shorter than he actually is. There's no way he's my height. No way. I mean, it just looked he had to fly up there to hit him, and I thought it was close. Not like crazy close, but I thought Fundora did enough to win. But I thought it was close, and he was catching Fundora with a lot of stuff. The only thing is he didn't really. He isn't a mega puncher. That's the problem. He's not really a hard hitter, so it's like Fundora is begging for an overhand right, something to come over the top, like just to be laid out. He's 154 pounds, dude. At 6'6" or 6'7", whatever he is ridiculous.
So you don't trust his potential, like moving forward?
Not at that weight. But the problem is he spent his whole life being thin and frail. If I was him, I would have probably took out time a couple of years ago just to put weight on the frame, like 50 pounds on the frame. Sit out for 2-3 years, however long it takes to put this solid weight on. And being a division, you should. I mean, the only reason he has power on the shots is because of the leverage, right? Against these shorter guys, but
Yeah,
I mean,
that
if he
height.
wasn't 6'7", what would you think of him?
Yeah. What would was it like not contentious though? Like was there a lot of action in the fight, like overall between the two of them, or like it was
Yeah,
just
there were definitely moments. I mean, that people were getting hit, but at the end of it, I thought the scorecards were too wide. Somebody had it 118, 110. Another guy at 119, 109 or something ridiculous like that, I think. I forget, but
yeah. Nah, and even with that fight, I mean, like, I knew about the Fendura guy like pretty much from Southpaw, bringing him up the other day, like, but outside of that though, I mean, like that the card didn't seem worth the shit. Like the day that they put it on was not worth the shit. God forbid, like they would have contended against like the Bills Patriots game tomorrow rather than like Chiefs, whoever they played. I think it was Minnesota, but they would have had like 50,000 buys, maybe. They probably still have 50,000 buys in spite of all that. Like I don't know what this pay-per-view looked like though, but after I get into the fight though, actually I'll touch on that now, and I want to touch on the fight after the fact. But like one thing that was a revelation tonight was the crowd that came in like on a Sunday in LA. Like I mean LA is not like the hardest place to sell, but the fact that that many dudes came out like for this fight, like against Isaac Davis, who's pretty much an unknown,
yeah, there's Isaac Cruz.
or Isaac Cruz, my bad, man.
Yeah, for
But
most guys.
and the crowd was like it seemed like 100% like Tank Davis, or like 90-10 Tank Davis in LA. So like one thing that was a revelation to me is, I mean, like, or affirmation is that Tank Davis kind of like is a big ticket item. You know what I'm saying? Like, I don't get all invested into the business like that, or like, oh, Tank Davis shouldn't fight this guy because it's the business. You gotta understand. Like, no, I'm not gonna like. I'll never come on here and like try to convince you in anything in that like vein. But the fact that he he sells out fucking in Maryland. You know, he's already sold out like in Atlanta, and now he did it in LA. I'm not sure if like that's like Instagram like clout or the fact that it's an association with Mayweather, but that portion of it is impressive, I guess, or commendable. You know, I just don't want to like hang my hat on that solely because I mean, like, I'd be a hypocrite like when I diss the boxing business like that, and that may not even be a good thing. Like me even mentioning the or that accomplishment for Tank that he's able to sell out in multiple coasts, different stadiums. Like, you know, is that good for the sport? I mean, like at this current rate, like with him fighting Isaac Cruz types, and I mean, like his career has been give or take Isaac Cruz types, like the opposition that he's been fighting.
Yeah, another
It,
Suarez, Lopez,
yeah,
Benitez, Mendez. I mean, is he
Cortez.
gonna fight anybody who looks like him
Yeah.
anytime soon?
No, but like, you know, the fact that he fights twice, I don't think this pay-per-view did well in spite of what I saw at the stadium
No.
that day. All right. But the like, is that good for the sport? Like that this guy is like a lot better at like selling than like the people in and around them? I don't think so. I mean, I hope it like may give us some long-term reward as fans, but I don't think that's a good thing. What do you think though? Like, did you see any like were you surprised that this was a packed house tonight?
Uh, no, because they're gonna get the usual suspects. You know, their friends, Lil Durk or Paul Pierce, washed up, Kevin Garnett. You know, guys, really old guys trying to be relevant who would just call other fans, and it's almost like a game of telephone. If you know that, just you know, or a domino effect, whatever it is.
And
Um,
and I heard in the past too that there was a PBC card actually in LA. I forgot which though. That a lot of this shit was comp. It might have been Danny. Did Danny and Porter fight in Vegas? I'm not sure. But
no, Danny Porter fought in Barclays Center.
did Porter ever fight in Vegas? I mean
Yes.
in LA?
I don't remember. Porter fought about 4 times right here where I live, like not even a 5 minute drive. He
No, there's like a
fought.
recent history thing. Like in the past,
Uh,
like two or 3 years, like somebody from PBC, like a big card, I
you mean Wilder
happened.
Fury? Wilder Fury one was
No,
there.
no, it wasn't Wilder Fury. It was another one. It was like I'll remember after the fact. Or maybe I'm mixing up and like it's not big. It's not LA. But the fact, like the possibility, I'm bringing it up in the sense if that was true, the possibility of like comp tickets may have been like a reason as to why like, you know, it was such a packed house or sold out. You know what I'm saying? But regardless, even with comp tickets though, like because I know they comp other like, I know they comp Fury versus damn, the guy that
Wilder.
no, the guy that cut him up.
That was even worse for Schwartz, the fight
Oh, short,
before.
yeah, or shorts. I know they comped a lot of that, so
For both
I'm
of
just not.
those, yeah, those tickets were comp. Both of those
Yeah,
fights.
so it's not out of the realm of possibility that this happens. I'm not being a hater, you know, like even though I do like make videos that are not like celebrating Tank Davis, I'm not being a hater and saying, oh, you know, I don't care about the boxing business, but I'm saying like I'm actually giving it love or showing them love in the sense that I'm saying that it was impressive that there was a packed house. Comp tickets be damned, you know, like still a Sunday night, you know, it's still like tough to do, I think. But what do you think like long term though, Ty? Like as far as like having one dude that kind of like would be the A side in like all the like in any negotiation, you think that's good or like the fact that like it seems somewhat that all eyes are on one dude?
I mean, I just care more about the results
Yeah,
as far as who he's fighting. I don't really get into profiles or moneymaker or A
yeah.
sides. Like, I don't really care about that stuff really
No, no. I honestly, I
anymore.
I speak about that stuff more like in in a sense. Like I don't give that stuff any like love and stuff. You know, it's not like the world stopped because Tank Davis was like fighting this evening or any of these guys.
No,
Like the world don't stop with no TO fights. The world don't
no.
stop with no Devin Haney fight. You know, none of these cats. Like, you know, I like but like you know, not like it's people will get into these spirited like reasons as to why like fights don't happen, and they'll bring up like businessy things like these, and like I don't see, even though like you know I don't think there's like a big time difference as far as like the clout of any of these guys profiles like compared to each other, like Haney, To, like Tank. Even though Tank may be doing a little bit better monetarily at this present junction, but they all sort of need each other. I mean, like if they don't fight each other, then like it's whack, you know, like or if they don't fight each other in the future, it's gonna be whack. That's what like I'm only bringing it up in that sense. I could care less like fucking whose profile or like pockets, you know, are doing better. Yeah. So as far as like in the ring, like what were you surprised that Tank was struggled with the pit bull?
Uh, no. After the first two rounds, because I saw this guy is just gonna. I mean, it looked like he hurt his hand, and the other guy is not very. He's not defensively irresponsible. You know, he's always gonna put his. He comes in with that tight guard and just comes forward, starts winging shots. So no, no. I mean, just the fight itself is very forgettable.
Oh no, without a doubt. I mean, and that's one thing too. Like one of the reasons it makes it more forgettable too is the fact that there wasn't that knock. Honestly, it was from jump. No matter what happened, like unless like he beat Tank, this fight was gonna be forgettable. You know, Pitbull is
Yeah,
not that dude one iota.
yeah. One of
But I
those.
did think that Tank, like I did think, in spite of like because the fight that I did watch of him, like in spite of the fact that he comes in with a really tight guard and he's a shorter guy, that Tank was gonna catch him like with an uppercut and like put him out of there, like
Yeah,
you know. But this fight is was kind of this whole like fact that we had a fight tonight and the fact that fucking it's Tank versus Isaac Cruz, Issac Cruz. You know, it's just not much. Fucking
yeah. Insert Hispanic name here. Usually,
I hope and I hope that long term that's not the move. I mean, because how many
it
Spanish
looks
dudes are
like it.
in and around like that division?
It looks like they're going to continue this trend until somebody says no. I mean, these are one of the. I mean, the fight for them are just like some of the couple of last ones was a net negative. A net negative. You couldn't have done anything to make this a plus for you, really, other than money and more decafs seeing it on their Instagram feed.
Yeah, and even the like when I been on my like tirades of late as far as bitching about like channels that have like kind of like put me off. Um, you don't find many like giving like Tank mad props as far as like what he's done in the ring. You know, like
No, everybody's just giving it off of what we think he can do.
yeah, that's true. And me and you think that same way.
Right?
Like we show like Tank love as far as his physical capabilities, but as far as what he's doing in the ring and like how they act, like his the people that are in his corner, like or that represent him, how they act when you bring up Tank fighting whoever, they make it seem like fighting Tank is fighting like Jesus, not Devin Haney Jesus, like Jesus of Nazareth. And like
Yeah,
that's kind of
Devin.
whack because I don't see that changing either. Like
Yeah, I feel now that 135 feels watered down.
because of what?
Lopez losing.
Oh yeah.
Haney was never good. Lopez, I didn't think was all that anyway. Um, Lomachenko losing.
and not really fighting that often.
I mean, he's had 2 fights so far. He fights next weekend, but
Yeah.
it's like I
But
don't know. I
but out of
feel
those guys, like the ones with the most promise, I mean, like you could interchange Tiafimo and Devin Haney, and number one on that list is Tank Davis. I mean, like I at like, and right now two of those three like are unblemished like, as far as records go, but it's still like whack, like because there's no like
and to be honest, Cambosis is a flash in the pan.
this fight was a flash in the pan. Yeah, I mean, again, like I said it before, like if he could replicate that performance, he beats Tiafimo and he could possibly beat Devin Haney. But I don't think that's gonna happen.
But like I don't see anything special from him. Like he doesn't hit particularly hard, right? He throws this shitty left hook from his knees every time somebody misses a shot. He does it way too often. I mean, he's there to be hit with the right hand. He ducks way too low to his right. You know, it's just I'm not impressed by Cambosis either. Just the weight class for me is I don't know.
It is kind of bland. I mean, like the only, I mean, the one thing like that has a little bit of an uptick after this weekend is Devin Haney. I mean, like the sure I did want him to get Jojo Diaz out of it, and I'm saying a little bit of a uptick. He didn't like um
I
beat
think
his
JoJo Diaz is probably kicking himself today.
maybe, but that's why I think Cambosos could be a tougher fight or a bigger 135 guy would be a tougher fight for Devin Haney after I saw what I saw this weekend. And I gave Devin Haney a lot of props because he showed a different look and like wasn't like a and he wasn't a battle, you know,
The
even though
fight didn't really get on the inside like that, but when it did in spurts, could he fight on the inside? No,
no, he still hasn't shown that.
right? He can't because he
But
can't.
but I think Kemp like that whole like the fact that like it seemingly like in every exchange, especially like after the first round, that Jojo Diaz every time like Devin Haney hit him, Jojo Diaz left him like with a little gift. Like
Mm-hmm.
so like how would that like to me like thinking about it like him against Cambosos like somebody who I think could punch significantly harder than Jojo Diaz. Like how different would the fight be? You know what I'm saying? Like if they were to line up.
Yeah, I think there's no real force right there though at 35. I feel right now. I feel it's kind of wide open. And Tank hasn't been allowed to kind of cross over. Diaz was with Golden Boy. I think he's still with Golden Boy with HBO, DAZN, PBC. Lopez just fought on DAZN Force because of purse bids. I mean, it's like Tank is on the outside looking in. I mean,
Oh,
who are they really gonna dig up for him to fight next?
I
Like,
think you named the perfect candidate for him. Tank Davis versus Jojo Diaz next. He fits all the bills. Checks all the boxes. Jojo Diaz.
yeah,
English speaking, check. Z in his last name, check.
yep.
Yeah, but and the thing is too, like I was actually thinking about that today. What fight are they gonna break Tank out of the shrink wrap for? You know what I'm saying? Like, because it seems like every time he fights these Spanish cats too, they're like coming up in weight or they're like smaller dudes.
Small, or they're
Yeah,
unproven, or something like that. His best fight was Pedraza. That's his best win, hands down. Right?
no, and they're charging you for the benefit for a fight like tonight. It's like, and then they're making it seem like well,
Pay per view.
yeah, what the fuck you think? Like you're gonna watch Tank for free? Like, well, I did watch him for free
Yeah, I
this
did watch
evening.
it for free.
And no, but like to the populace, like to people like me who didn't have or wouldn't know how to navigate a stream fight, like like what where
To the
would
casuals. Well, most of
Pardon
these
me?
people who buy it are bars.
That's true.
Sometimes it's bars or little cafes or whatever here and there. They say, okay, let's put the fight on, and you know, I got a friend. He was actually on a stream for Watcher. We did Wilder Fury, and he was giving some good insights. But other than that, he's like, he is pretty heavy into football. I give him that. But actually, that's a bad example. Bad example, because he's kind of specific in some areas. But let's John Q. John Q. Right? John Q. He's your average guy. He knows a little bit about sports. Um, he kind of dick rides off of crowds next to him who might be really into something, and he gets in there. These are the guys that they want into boxing more and more and more. These are the ones who look through their Instagram feed and see a big knockout and go, ooh. I'm not even surprised by KOs anymore. Like, it's gotten that bad. I mean, I came back to watching boxing almost 5 years ago now. And to be honest, I haven't been impressed.
No, if what you say is true, which I think it is, like I think that the old model of like doing business didn't work or hasn't been working, like in because of I think bad product, but I think that the people that run boxing think that it's because of they're contending against streams, and I think the streams does have an effect with
Yes.
but I think it's like if they're trying to attract the fair weather or like the fucking the somewhat associated like through friends
John
boxing shit.
Doe.
Yeah, like they just gotta put like, do you do that shit with Isaac Cruz versus anybody? With Ugas versus anybody? Like for like and charge pay-per-view?
Barely anybody was there when Ugas fought Porter.
Yeah,
Brooklyn was there, and he said it looked kind of empty, to be honest.
bro. Errol, and this is like to anybody listening to that, like that's an Errol Spence fan. Errol Spence versus Ugas is gonna do bad, like on pay-per-view wise, or it's gonna do 300 at most. And
Yeah, more than
somebody's gonna like
300.
be blowing their own dick over those numbers. I'm telling you, like that's whack. That's not shit. Wasn't like this a couple of years ago.
I think you need 1 million now. I think in this day and age, to be like a boxing superstar, quote unquote, you need to be above 600,000.
Yeah,
It has to be 600,000 versus anybody. And there's only one guy who does that, who can fight anybody and get over 600,000, no matter the network.
yeah. I mean, and that sucks too. I mean, because had it been like a career for Tank, where one he was fighting more often than he does now, but two, if the scalps that he would have collected along the way,
Were good names.
were better names, I think that he could.
He's on the wrong side of 25 right now.
Yeah, bro,
Closing
and
into 30 himself next. He'll be 28 next year. I mean, Errol Spence is what, 31? Crawford is 34. 35 next year, 32. They got 3 years apart. I mean, they're getting up there. These guys are getting older in age.
yeah, no, and that's why I say too, like what fight are we gonna break, or like are they gonna break Tank out of the shrink wrap for? Like, I know they would go after Cambosos now that he has the belts.
No, but they're not gonna. They're cheap. They're not gonna pay the money.
I think they would cut throat and pay the money for this one
No,
because
they wouldn't.
I think that they see Cambosos as like what you said,
It's
like same
easy,
for
but
this.
they're still cheap.
They are cheap, but I think at the end of the day, bro, like Tank would have that many belts, like at that division, like I think that they would pony up. And if I was gonna say if they do it in
Yeah, he's
Australia,
gonna want 10 plus million for that. Just
who
being
Tank?
honest. Cambosos.
Oh, I see what you're saying. And they like you think Cambosos would fight that fight in Australia? I mean, you think Tank would fight that fight in Australia?
No.
I don't think so either. Yeah, the and that's kind of a shame. Like, honestly, bro, if they presented Cambosos or Tank, to Cambosos with Tank or Devin Haney, like I think he'd rush into Tank Davis fight. So prepare for that fucking deluge that. And
You
I
said,
don't.
you
And
said who will be rushed into a fight with?
I think if the choice were if it was Camboso's choice between fighting
He'll go
Tank,
Haney.
I don't think so, bro. And I'm not
No.
shitting on Haney one bit. I'd rather see the Haney fight, but I think that he
Are you
would rush.
talking about a chance to win
No, not a chance to win.
or
As to
money?
what? No, money and what fight he would take next. Well, money, just money. I was gonna say what fight he takes next, like because legacy, but no, just money. I think he would go for
His
the
next
Tank
fight
Davis.
could be a cash out fight,
Yeah,
but they've got right now. I mean, they've dragged him all across this country since he won. He went from New York to Miami, right? He won the belt in New York. This is all in like when did he fight? The week before, right? He fought the week
mm-hmm.
before, right?
Mm-hmm.
New York. They dragged him to Miami. They dragged him to Vegas, and they dragged him to LA now. He's been all across the country.
Oh, he was there today at the fight.
Yeah, he was there today apparently.
Oh wow.
Scouting, scout from fucking home. Like, you don't even need to sit here. Like, they think these guys are idiots, man. They think that they'll get high profiles if they just show their face across the country. You're just wasting time and energy. Fly home, sit down, and just watch it from TV.
Yeah, nah, but it being in person at the end of the day, bro, in person is in person. As in that position, like if you're trying to scouting, which is just trying to.
Nobody will remember George Kambosos in this country a year from now or 2 years from now.
Yeah, I do think is trying to incite like a little bit of a bidding war.
A bidding war. They're
Yeah.
looking for big money to sell these belts to. Which depends on who's going to pay it. And they're looking for at least 10 plus million, probably.
Who you think would make a better? Who you think it would? Actually, no. I'll put the question out there anyway, even though it's an easy answer. But I think who you think would have a bigger vested interest as far like Eddie Hearn slash Haney or Tank Davis slash Mayweather, like to try to take those belts from Cambosos.
They're both cheap, but I think the person who would do it would be Hearn.
I hope, honestly, I hope so. Because like if you
Mayweather doesn't care. He's been on record talking about profiles and all this stuff. We can tell by the opponents that they don't care about belts or rankings.
Yeah, but remember, if you're giving fucking Haney that many belts at this age, you can't discount it anymore. Like if you're a fucking Tank Davis, you're like right, at that point, if you're Devin Haney and you got all of Camboso's belts, you're right there with Tank Davis. You're like really, if Tank Davis has any hardcore fans, like which he does, like at that, like or not like hard or fans that are like that watch all the time, like the sport of boxing in general, Haney's gonna chip away at that. I mean, it's not the biggest market, but regardless, I think that like a 23, 24-year-old kid like Haney, good looking kid, like fucking got a little character to him, would start to make a little bit of waves across the boxing landscape. Like not like big time, like oh shit, like he's gonna be on a Wheaties box, but enough to say like to Tank's people's like listen, like you're not that dude much more than I am that dude. If not, we're neck and neck.
Yeah.
And I rather like that Tank that Devin Haney be in that position rather than like Tank be in that position. If there's gonna be one guy that's the central focus or like which is seemingly Tank right now. Not to say that Tank's a star, like he's not like no, these dudes, none of these dudes shake like that. But I'd rather like Devin Haney be in that position just based on age and like the what I'm hearing like from Haney. Like Haney, like I'm not gonna front on him one bit. Like he's shown like a willingness like to call out other dudes. I mean, like some people want to say, "Oh, it's because he's on that promotion." You know, it's because he knows he can't cross the street. Well, I mean, there's dudes that are on the same promotion that don't call each other out, and there's dudes that like don't call each other out. Period. So I mean, like the fact that he does call it, and I blame Errol a lot in that, but I also blame Bud a lot in like that same shit of not calling out each other more often. But Devin Haney, I mean, at this current juncture, like he's calls out everybody he like in and around them, and I like that. And that's me like giving him props right now. If he switches it up, like when he does get all the belts, or like if he is at the top of the mountain, then I'll save my ranker for him then. But right now, I mean, like he has collateral with me for what he's doing currently, which is calling out like everybody. What do you think?
Yeah, I mean, words are good. Well, actions speak louder, of course, and that's really what I'm waiting for them to do something and fight. But I
But
mean,
these dudes, not only do they not give us the action, but they don't even give us words nowadays. Oh, I'll talk to my camp, like like motherfucker, like takes you 1 second to say like somebody's fucking name, like who do you want to fight next? Like I'll talk to my camp, and the fuck, bro, like that, like, and I'm paying for this shit. Like you give me, like I'm paying for a whack fight and a whack fucking post fight, like on top of that. Like I mean, I'm not watching the fight for a post fight, but you
let me
leave me
tell
with
you. Let me tell you this. This is when I really started kind of getting tired of all the antics and the waiting. Was probably end of 2017. Like I was at that was there were two fights I've been excited for um since I've been back watching this thing in 5 years. Um Wilder Ortiz the first one because I was like, oh thank God, finally a challenge, right? And then it lost its luster because he fought because what was it? Ortiz had the blood pressure medication, which was so stupid, ibuprofen, and they wanted to call it a masking agent and all this garbage. I also was excited for Wilder Pavek, and I thought that was another thing that was ridiculous. But and Yard Kovalev, so I was just excited to see what was going on. But once you see all these fights not being made, you just kind of get tired of it, man. You just kind of get off boxing. It just becomes boring.
I'm surprised you didn't mention Kovalev Stevenson. That was the fight that broke my heart. That
Yeah, that wasn't
because
made. Yeah, that was. But since I've been back, because I started watching
oh,
it.
okay.
Yeah, Kovalev Stevenson had fallen through earlier that year, the year before, I think.
That was such a fucking that destroyed me, bro. Like that, like I mean that, like when people mention, oh, that we didn't get AJ Wilder. I'm a Wilder fan, bro. I knew that Wilder was gonna trounce AJ. Like I only wanted that fight,
You
and
know,
I mean,
you know
what's up?
what? Looking back, looking back at it, if it was the landlord AJ versus Deontay, I don't know, man.
Hell's no, bro.
I don't know because he's let me down with these
Nah,
last
he did.
performances against Fury,
Nah, I mean,
and
we could go on forever as far as our recent disappointments
but it is
with
disappointing.
Deontay.
Everybody's been disappointed, but we've been told to say otherwise.
Oh no, I don't follow instructors, bro. Fuck that, bro. Like or like I buck the trends in these instances, bro. Like fucking life's too short to be masking shit, bro. But I'm a Wilder fan 100%, bro. Like I only wanted Wilder. Like I mean, it would have been great to have an undisputed champion, but it would have been but I knew in my heart of hearts that Wilder was gonna beat the shit out of AJ. Like had they fought, but we didn't get it. But the Stevenson Kovalev fight, like that hurt me a lot more back, like when because I was in my mind, I'm like, yo, like, yeah, neither one of you dudes like big like that. Like, fucking fight each other, bro. And it didn't happen. And Stevenson, I want the Stevenson and Ward to fight too, like, but they weren't in the same division like Kovalev and Stevenson were
I'm gonna
for
send you
those.
some stuff on WhatsApp. This is off topic, but just go ahead.
Yeah, but that was that's kind of like the beginning of my, like, I mean, even though we got the Floyd fight with Pacquiao late in the game, or past its expiration date, but Stevenson Kovalev, like, that was the one fight that when boxing, like, and that wasn't even a business thing. It kind of was, but it like wasn't. But when I started like getting, when the trend started for me, like when with we're not gonna get the fights that you want all the time, because that was an obvious one to make, and we didn't get it. And personally, I think that Adonis would have fucked up Kovalev.
I don't know. I don't know. At the time, I mean, Govsdick was well, Stevenson had been on the slide, but like Kovalev at the time was better than Govsdick, who beat Stevenson. But that wasn't Stevenson.
That was a wash Stevenson though. Like, I'm
Yeah,
like,
that's what I was saying. It wasn't a Stevenson at his prime.
yo, peace, Watcher.
Definitely.
Thanks for coming out. Like, thanks for coming through too. If you want, if you could utilize the link if you want to come through. But yeah, like that was a washed Adonis. Like I even like pre PBC, like Adonis, like fucking like right when they were both on HBO. That would
Yeah,
have been
yes, yeah, that was
the battle from hell, and they ain't like each other too, bro. Like fucking. But I remember when I knew like a big indication that we weren't gonna get that fight was they did an interview with Adonis. I remember, and he was saying that Kovalev only wanted to fight him because he didn't have money and he wanted to pay that. I was like, damn, bro, you're like a thousandaire, my man. And this back then, and he's saying this shit. I was like,
I'm the real champ. Adonis Chickenson. And then he kept doing the chicken noises.
yeah.
And then Adonis Stevenson had his like two Haitian bodyguards with the fedoras and suits.
Those are the cool though. I think they're
Yeah,
like Puerto Rican. Those are
they're
Haitian
like,
dudes.
they were Haitian, yeah.
Oh shit.
I'm the champ. Him and Stavern, dude, are really in a similar situation, but not like live wise, but as far as age of when they turned pro. Because Stavern played at Michigan State and got hurt, dude. He was a football player.
Mm-hmm.
Same thing with Dominic Brazil, failed quarterback. I think he made a practice team for the Jets or something. That didn't work out. So he found his way, and that's why I have such a big issue with our fighters, dude.
What? Hold on, wasn't that other cat? Didn't some other cat play on Michigan State too for football? Remember the other guy that like PBC had heavyweight before Wilder, that he was like a ill bum. He got beat by
Adam Kalmaki.
No. Like before that, like remember, like I think they used to call him the Spartan, like heavyweight dude.
Kelvin, the Price is Right.
Huh?
Kelvin, the Price is Right.
No, damn, what the hell is his
he
name?
Fought Wilder.
No. This guy, he what was the Mexican cat that fought against Andy Ruiz recently?
Oh! I know you're to Seth Mitchell.
Seth Mitchell, yeah. The
another one.
He was
what's with our heavyweights, dude? The fucking why don't we have somebody talented work through an amateur system? I mean, Deontay couldn't get out of junior college, right? Basketball that didn't work out at all, and he was just delivering Budweisers and working at Denny's. You've got Charles Martin rapping on the side, like that didn't work out, and it's funny because Charles Martin, his rap career wasn't working out. and Dominic Brazil just got cut from the Jets practice squad, and Don King held an All-American heavyweight camp. I can send you the article, and that's where Charles Martin and Dominic Brazil met each other. Gerald Washington is another one. Why are they so mad at Tank? Who's mad
Oh
at
my
Tank?
bad. The Laveau. Thanks for coming through. I'm not mad at Tank one iota, bro. I was giving him his props. If you were listening earlier today, but also too, Mr. Laveau, if you want, like, I'm leaving the StreamYard link up.
Yeah, Gerald Washington. What was he? He was in the Navy. Then he came and played football at my brother's at USC. Then I guess that didn't work out. Not y'all. The internet. Oh yeah. A lot. Yeah, they're not. They're not. I don't know. I didn't think I wasn't happy about the performance. I'm not angry about the performance either. I don't. It was he looked like he hurt his hand in the middle of it, and he just you know boxed him to win. It wasn't much in the fight. I didn't think so.
Yeah,
Nobody.
no, I had the same opinion, D Laveau.
Yeah.
Like, as far as, like, I mean, I was giving him his props as far as, like, that. Yeah, I think that Tank is the cat with, like, the highest profile, the dude that's shining the most right now in and around that division. But the fact that they're charging us to watch these ass cheeks fights, and Isaac Cruz was an ass cheek opponent.
Yeah.
And the fact that he
He's
didn't
too
put him
raw,
away.
dude. I think Isaac Cruz is as old as me.
Yeah, but still, I mean, like,
It's like a kid.
yeah. Oh, yeah.
Fundora is
Actually,
23
you're
too.
right though. Like, how old is he?
Fundora is 23 too. Isaac Cruz
No,
is
like,
23 as
Cruz.
well.
How old is Cruz?
23.
Yeah, so it's a young cat, and it's pay-per-view too. No, had he fought like Isaac Cruz on free TV, like, or Showtime, whatever, it's a filler fight. But
Yeah.
for these
But
cats to
then
be
they'd have
charging
to
pay-per-view,
take off those two guys on the undercard.
yeah, that's true.
Right.
Well, they got to
Because
take those two cats off on the undercard. But had they, like, left this card as is, like, on Showtime where it's free, then I'm not tripping. Like, but these cats want to be charging every fight with Tank Davis, and I hope it did bad, like, pay-per-view wise, like, so they don't get that bright idea of charging us again for this level of fight. If he fights Cambosos, I could see it.
that's pay-per-view.
Yeah, no, I know it's going for pay-per-view, but I see the reasoning as to why they would charge for that fight. I see
Well,
the
I
reasoning.
think they're greedy, man. I don't think Floyd is going to put. Then they're not going to give him $10 million. They just won't do it. They just
like,
won't do
the
it.
way they're operating, like, Tank right now, business wise, like, and I'm gonna talk boxing business, but
Even if Tank agreed to give Cambosos his own purse, they still wouldn't do it because they're greedy.
I don't know, man, because, like, right now, like, they know that they're gonna be competing against Eddie Hearn, like, in a bidding.
Eddie Hearn is cheap as well, but it's just going to be a battle of the cheap.
Yeah, but you got one cat and Eddie Hearn that has a 23-year-old coming off a win, and already got like 28 wins or 27 wins. He could bag him the whole division one shot. Then you got Mayweather. I mean, probably sees Cambozo as a easy opponent for Tank Davis, and he could bag 3 belts off the rip.
Yeah.
So I think it's gonna drive the price up as to what they're gonna have to pay Cambozo.
And if they don't, and if either of them don't pay, Cambosos will say, "I'll just go take a voluntary."
Or fight Tiafimo on the rematch. That shit will sell out in Australia.
Lopez.
I don't think Tiafimo will fight
to
that
140.
though. Yeah, Tiafimo's out. But Lomachenko or
Nah. He doesn't want to fight Lomachenko.
I think he'll beat Lomachenko.
What?
Yeah.
Cambosos can't touch Lomachenko, man.
Lomachenko is like all bad for that, and that's not because I think Lomachenko is the goods like that, but Lomachenko's I think for Cambosos, he'd give him a lot of trouble.
He would overwhelm him.
Yeah, he would. I just, like, like I was telling the cat. Like, I just don't want to see this trend with any box. Why fucking this whole sport should be free. I think Loma is overrated. I mean, I'm not one of these like pullers from TV. Like when it comes to
I
Loma,
think
like
before, but I think before he lost to Lopez, yeah. But I think now it's too extreme. He was overrated before, but now I think he's underrated.
yeah,
I think right
I
now
mean,
he's underrated.
and he Loma's skill like is overrated before this Tiafimo fight, but
Yeah, I
as far as
agree.
what Loma's done, like in the ring, I can't front on it. Like, and I was shitting on Loma a lot when people were overrating him skill wise, comparing him to Muhammad Ali. Like,
No.
but Loma's teetering on a Hall of Fame career. When
When it's
and
all
he's
said and
doing that.
done.
Pardon me.
When it's all said and done.
Yeah,
But he's in a bad situation weight wise because I don't know if he can really compete anything past 140, even
yeah,
at 140. Like I think the way for him is to work at 135 or, to be honest, move down. To be honest, to move back down.
yeah. But I mean, if they offered him a Tank fight, he'd race towards that, and I think Tank
Yes.
would beat the shit out of Loma. Like, I think
I
Tank's
think that's a tough fight for both guys.
if Tank fought like tonight, yeah, it would be a tough fight. But
Yeah.
this wasn't a great performance with Tank tonight. But Tank, I think Tank's all wrong for Loma. Like if Tank sits on 2 or 3, like with Loma coming in, I think he could has a good chance of getting Loma out of there. Tank got fast ass hands, bro. Like to me, Tank doesn't do anything like really, really dope besides like his power. But tonight, like there was a couple small instances where Tank does have hand speed, bro. Like fucking up.
Yeah, it's very fast. He does a lot of things well, and they're kind of subtle. But he does it with like flair a little bit, and he can punch, of course. But I don't see him. I've never seen Tank like get touched up as much as Haney or some guys like that. You know what I mean? Like he doesn't have as many flaws as Haney or Lopez, in my opinion.
Nah,
He's
nah, he
better than
doesn't.
both those
And
guys.
he has a lot of things better than
Yeah, he's better than both of them. Haney, I don't think is very good at all, man. To be honest with you. To be honest with you, I think he's solid, but I mean Diaz came up from 126, and Gary Russell I think did a better job on Diaz than Haney did,
oh hells yeah, bro.
and that was that's 3.5 years ago.
Who do you think would win right now? Actually, no, because I haven't seen Gary Russell fight in a while. But Gary Russell or
It's
Devin
almost two
Haney?
years for Gary Russell.
Yeah. The
I think
last two performances, Gary Russell, Virgin, or Devin Haney. Who do you think? Who do you think would win that?
it depends on the weight. It all depends on the weight. I think Gary Russell's more talented than Devin Haney, but I think age is catching up with him. He's slowed down a lot,
And the size too.
and the
I
size.
probably I'd give that to Haney at this point.
The opponents, it's a mix with Gary Russell because the guys are getting bigger. So the guys he's fought, right? Diaz, Niambiar, those guys are getting bigger. And he's getting older and slower. So it's like a recipe for disaster. And
Yeah.
I like Gary Russell at all. I like Gary Russell a lot, but I don't think he should move past 130.
Yeah. And D. LeBeau said, let's never forget Lomo 12-1, best pound for pound in the world.
Mm-hmm.
Showed how they overrated him. Nah, you're right. I mean, like, and he legit lost to Salido. People always brushed over that, like, oh well, like making it seem like it was a bad decision. Like
Nah,
Salido,
it was a close fight. It was a
it was a
close fight.
close fight, but
He
I
old
mean,
manned him. I think Salido old manned him.
yeah. And Salido, like, I mean, people were like, "Oh, that he was fighting dirty." Salido fights like that every fight.
Salido an Uber driver, or was?
I don't know about now. I think now he's like a politician. I heard.
Oh yeah, he is. He is. Jesse
Yeah,
Vargas is running for Congress.
nice. I wish him well. There's another boxer that's running for a congressional seat in Vegas, a Senate seat. I mean, like I forgot who he like. I think he lost to the guy who announces for the zone now, the Latin Snake,
Sergio Mora.
Sergio Moore. Yeah.
Sergio Mora. Let me see.
Nah, that's was like it was like you wouldn't know who it
Oh,
like.
okay. Yeah.
He's like mad unknown, and it was a while ago. But the that was I gonna say. Oh no, but Salido fought like that every fight. Like he
Yeah.
fought way dirtier in other fights I've seen him fight. And like they were making it they kind of like really did gloss over the fact that Lomachenko lost him. But I mean Lomachenko took on a Salido in his second like
Second
professional
pro
fight
fight.
maybe.
That's never gonna happen again in boxing, dude.
Yeah. So even with that, and it was still a close fight, even and I did give that to Salido. But
That's never gonna happen again. And that's what also I agree. That's what I agree with. Right? They saw that this guy he turned pro late at 28 or whatever, 27, however old he was. He did hundreds, maybe even close to 1,000 something amateur fights, right? Gym, all I mean, no reason to wait to build him up. You throw him in right now. Anybody who medals, I think at the Olympics, you, boom, not throw him in like Lomachenko did. That's the different. I was like even way more. They had to because he was older and he had so much experience. But you can't fight 20 bums straight if you've medaled in the Olympics. You got to have your first meaningful fight. I think at like you know somewhere between 9 and 12 fights
yeah, tops. And that's not even if you medal.
tops.
That's
Yeah.
if you went through the Olympic process. I don't even care if you made the team or not. Like you should if you think that you're the best of the bunch like
Hmm.
for any country, I don't give a fuck who it is. Like, if you're in that process or medal or were fighting for a medal, you should go and meet and take significant fights. Tops fight number 10.
Yeah. If you've got a big amateur career, medals and all that, you've got to get in right now. I mean, we know fighters. I'll say them behind the scenes, but they're pretty obvious which fighters who have medaled, whether it be silver, gold, bronze.
A brown
You
medal?
know,
No, but that
who
and
have
that's a
fought
different case.
nobodies for
No,
so
that's a
long.
different case. I'm saying these little waspy cats, like these these small cats that are fighting like that because you can't like be
Hmm.
delivering buds at welterweight and shit, and then and have like long-term success or be at the top of the sport. But
Even Jaron Ennis, I think, had like, I mean, his first shit, dude. I mean, he really didn't fight anybody of note until after 15, 16, yeah, until after, fight 20, really. I mean, Lipinets and Delorme, this is now just the mid level. These are the B level guys, C plus B level guys now. It's hard to blame him because nobody wants to fight him. That's another thing. But there are some guys that's just unacceptable for.
yeah, and with the bullshit in boxing today too, bro. When I say like anybody who's gonna feel the effects of the boxing business, initially I thought like Haney was gonna fall into that too, but like looking at the fact that he has this many fights already, so that's a nice high number. Like he's gonna be with 30 wins soon.
But he
With
started
big,
early as
yeah,
well.
no,
Most
but
of
he
his
got like
record
he got
are full of bums in Mexico. But that
no,
was
but he
only
got like a
because
big he got a big promotion behind him, a high number of wins. Um, I don't think he's gonna be hurt by the boxing business as much, or not even close to what Jaron Ennis is gonna be hurt by the boxing business. Like I don't see nobody racing to fight him.
Devin Haney is more beatable.
He is, yeah, absolutely right, Tyrone.
People
Devin Haney is a lot
aren't
more
too
dangerous.
scared of Devin Haney. I mean, what's the worst Devin can do to you?
Yeah, and like after
Outboxing?
this weekend, are people gonna be licking their chops more or less for like a Haney? I think
More.
more.
Yeah.
But Jerron Ennis, I mean, he's gonna be in and around like dudes that are not on PBC at 147. In a matter of 2 years, a lot of these guys are gonna leave that division, and it's gonna be a bunch of dudes on top rank that are fucking in and around 147, like
The guy's moving
CSU,
up from 140.
yeah, or the Taylor, like those
I
cats ain't gonna
reckon
fight him.
He knocks Taylor out, dude. And
He'll
probably like
destroy
5
Taylor, bro.
rounds. He
Come on, man. It's
destroys
like that's not even fair, bro.
Josh Taylor. And that's another like Josh Taylor, dude, did a lot for the amount of fights he has, dude. A lot. But he's a very vulnerable fighter. And I think moving up for him would be a bad. He can't be any of the top guys at welterweight.
Currently, no. But that division is gonna be a lot of these cats that you're seeing at 140 and even 135 now soon.
I want to see Spence versus Jamel after the Crawford fight. I would
Yeah,
love to see a Spence and Jamel Charlo fight. I just want to see what happens in sparring, come to light.
that would be a cool fight.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, if we're gonna get that, I don't know. Maybe I doubt it.
This Castano rematch, and I don't know. Again, Castano's punch resistance is just very worrying. That's why I think Jamel can win, but
Yeah, nah, but I mean, like, if we ever get to see this Bud Errol fight, which I don't think is gonna happen, but
I think it'll happen at the end of this year. Next
I
year,
could probably make a bet, bro, that the fight doesn't happen before the end of this year.
I won't bet you
$20 friendly bet.
All right, we'll do $20, sure.
But and if you win, and if you win, or if I win, you don't gotta give me $20. But I'll
if I win, I'll let you off the hook too.
nah, deal.
I'll pay if I lose. I'll pay you.
No. But seriously, like, I don't think we're gonna get that fight. But the fight that I would want to see if they were to fight, afterwards would be like to them fight again, like, and maybe 3 times, bro. Like that, and that's like as much as I would like to see Errol Jamel, and that would be a dope fight, but I would think it would be great for the sport if Bud fought Spence 3 times, and my conviction is they're not even gonna fight once. So it's just boxing killing boxing, bro, and it's just fucking
Crawford is getting older as well, and his trainer said a couple years ago, like 2 years ago, talked about him slowing down a bit. Bomac said that, and it's a toss-up fight for me, man. I don't know who wins a fight between Crawford and Spence. I'll just see whatever happens. I'm not rooting for either guy. I think it's a good fight for the sport.
Yeah, but it's not gonna happen, bro. And it's especially not gonna happen like 2 or 3 times, like I think.
No. I think if it does, it'll be once, and then they go their separate ways. Spence is younger, so he has more to do. But I mean, we'll see. We'll see.
Yeah, yo. Before we take off, man, like, who do you want to see Tank fight next, and who do you think Tank is gonna fight next?
I think Diaz is probably what you were saying.
Jesus Christ, I was fucking around.
He said it may happen 10 years from now.
Yeah, I know.
Not well, hopefully not. I think
that's just gonna happen on
Triller
on versus.
Triangle.
Nah, versus, bro.
Versus in a triangle. Like, did you see how Triller did the triangle triad combat thing? They had Pulev versus Frank Mir.
Nah, I haven't seen. I didn't see it. I never watched any one Triller thing ever. I've just heard it mentioned though.
Yeah, don't waste your time. And then we've got the big fight of the year, Paul versus Fury. Who do you think wins that fight?
Jeez, bro. How am I gonna sleep the night of before that fight?
Exactly.
The
My nerves, dude. I won't be able
the
to be calm.
the birth of my son and Paul versus Fury, like that's gonna be my the hallmarks of my life.
One A and one B.
Yeah, and that's tough too, man.
I
Because
think Jake Paul can beat him, dude.
yeah, not often you see a
Tommy
Jake Paul
Fury is
fight.
shit.
The sons are born every day. Firstborn's a son every day. Firstborn sons every come and go. But the now so the so now who do you think Shank should fight next though?
Oh, Tank. If they'll pay the money, get Cambosis or Haney or somebody, but that's not going to happen. All we can do is really look through these obscure rankings and try to find somebody Hispanic with a good record, and that'll be who Tank is fighting next.
Yeah,
Unless they pay the money.
well,
Unless they're willing to.
which Latin cat could fit that bill right now? I don't think I don't know any,
Diaz
bro.
was a good answer.
Who?
You said Joseph Diaz, even though he
Oh
just
hell
lost.
no! That was a joke around answer, bro. Like,
No, think about
no,
it.
but I could see them doing it.
Fit
But
the
like,
bill.
yeah, I could see them doing it.
Like, let me look at these lightweight rankings, dude. This lightweight rankings. Fortuna, if he gets a tune-up fight in between. Linares, I don't know if he'll come over to PBC. I doubt it. Michelle Rivera, they could do that, cash him out. They can reschedule Romero fight, which I think they will.
all those fights are bland, bro.
Francesco Patera, another guy. I mean, just looking through all this.
Yo, so if per se, if it was Cambosos against Tank, what do you think that would do pay per view here domestically, or pay per view in general?
Cambosis first time. I don't know.
You think that cracks the 500?
No,
I don't think so either.
no.
Yeah,
To be honest, it depends on how they sell it, but I don't think so. No.
Yeah, it's that'd be a tough sell, bro.
Yeah.
Cambosos first anything happened a week ago. You know what I'm saying? Like, I appreciate the fact that he's making this impromptu
This
like
effort that they're
war.
forcing him, his managers and everything.
Yeah, but you got to do a lot more than that, bro. You got to kill somebody or some shit like before a Tank fight to crack like 5, I think, or I think it would do like close to 4 maybe or past 4 even. But it's not like none of these guys are like big like that, bro. Like it sucks that like on the internet like people act like you know like any boxer right now is popping at all, bro. Like fucking, including Canelo, man. Like Canelo's just the best of a pile of shit, which is the sweet science at the moment. Yo, but I gotta take off, man. Let the people know again where we can find you, Tyrone.
Yeah, you guys can find me on TS Boxing on YouTube. I might make a crypto page. I don't know.
Do it, bro.
Let's see after we make some money.
No, I think it would be honestly, bro. Even before you made money, I think it would be cool, like just to see somebody from scratch, like to prominence.
I'll be like
failure.
Ty Lopez, that guy on YouTube. I'll just like show off my new car, new house. You can make money just like this.
Yeah, I can't stand dudes like that, bro. I can't stand dudes that try to sell me on shit too, like schemes and shit, like or fucking that's fucking like Avon, bro. Like fuck out of here with that shit. Like no,
right.
I don't even like talking to people. Like I'm gonna be trying to sell Amway like to people like fucking on top of like having a indoor like conversation. Like fuck out of here. No, but I think it would be cool if you did like a crypto thing. Oh, and like Shiba Inu actually went down too while I've been talking. Like
Yeah,
when
I
we
think it's
started, it was
0.035 right now.
yeah. Somebody said at 3.5 is like a steal too, man. Like and it's 3.4 right now. So I might buy.
Avalanche went down a decent amount. Avalanche is at $80 right now.
Yeah.
Sand is at what's Sand at? Sand was at 6. It's at 4.9.
Another
Mono
one of my coins that I fucks with is Algorand, and that actually went 10% up today, bro.
I see that. It's
Yeah,
$1.08 right now.
yeah, it's pretty good. The let me check excellent because I still got to make the decision what to
Telling is
buy today.
0.28, I think.
Pardon me.
0.26. It went down as we were talking.
Nice, bro. Yeah, I might do that, bro. Because I don't have time to set up.
Which one
I
do you
have.
think will move like
Pardon me.
5, 6 zeros in the next year or two?
I don't know because that's a lot of the meme type or like
The memes, yeah. Out of
yeah
out of the
like
memes, I think.
my strategy with this whole shit though, like Ty, like long term is like, or not long
I'm
term, like
gonna be
for now.
the memes just to make big money, and once you get the big money, run and put it into the stable coins, the one that'll 4x, 5x,
Yeah.
2x
No, but
it.
like right
Like,
now, everything I fuck with is like shit that I think has like good potential, but I only fuck with like where I try to learn about them and what they have going on of like 4 or 5, and then like that's where I came to Theta and Algorand and like and Digibyte.
mhm.
Like just because I had like I read up on like a lot and then like cut that list down to like 5 or 6, and now like I just fuck with like these three for the most part. But I am gonna start like trying to do like the meme shit because it's fucking money, bro. There's mad money out there
Oh
for
yeah,
that.
dude. I'm just
But
gonna
I
go.
don't know which ones are gonna do better like compared to the other ones. That's like something I gotta get more proficient
There's
in.
a
But I'm
ton.
part of a few groups though, like on Facebook and shit like that. They
It's
be
all
talking
hype.
a lot. Pardon me?
It's all hype. It's all hype. Like we have to look at. We've been trained to see boxing profiles, right? We have to see if crypto profiles, if different cryptos, go up against each other, which one has the bigger name. It's that sort of a thing.
No, it is. It kind of is that simple. Like, and the scary thing is that even though it's something extremely simple, like at this current juncture, like in this past year, you can make fucking mad bread with these bullshit ass
Oh yes, hell
like
yes, you
meme
can make
coins.
a
It's
ton of.
just picking the right one, but I don't have like recommendations on like those. I mean, like it's besides the ones that we talk about, like Shiba Inu or
Loki, Saitama,
Saitama, like
Chishu
like
doesn't have any real utility, but I put money into it just hoping something happens. Just one of these things I know is going to do another Shiba for sure, 100%.
yeah. No, I mean many of those things are probably gonna do a few Shiba, and like
Shiba,
I honestly like what's like economy wise, like I think people are gonna pile in, bro. Like I think this weekend is probably like a forerunner to
people
like
are
the
gonna
big.
just this whole the lockdown stuff. People have really reassessed their lives, dude. Nobody wants to work a desk job and slave for hours upon hours a day while other guys are just sitting back home and chilling, letting their money do the work.
Yeah, but outside of that too, I mean, like I think if there's like two sets of economic bad news, like simultaneously, like or back to back, which could happen, like where people like all of a sudden see like a 25% hit on the like 401k in addition to something else,
Mhm.
people are gonna fucking run like either dump off crypto's hard body like for a day or two and then like drop the price and then all of a sudden that shit just shoots like to infinity.
Right.
um but this is a good place to be as far as like crypto. Like I mean I should have known like a lot more about it at this stage, but I like to just do safe investments. I'm not shitting on anybody that doesn't like fucking invest with whatever the fuck you want, but the but I am gonna start getting into the meme joints, bro. Fucking just
Yep.
for the bread. and like swap them over like whenever they pop off. But today, like I'm only, and I don't buy crypto that often, like lately, because I'm broke and fucking because Christmas and all this shit. But since it went down today, like, and I'm kind of like holding my dick because I can't fucking do shit on Simple Swap to get the coin I want. I'm just gonna, like I told you before, I'm just gonna just deciding which between XLM, Shiba Inu to buy today, and Algorand's off the table because it's too high. Like but still deciding though. I think I'm gonna do the XLM though. Yo, but let me take off, man. I gotta use the
All
bathroom
right,
too.
man.
Yo, but thanks for coming through, man. And
Yep,
thank
no
for
problem.
anybody who watched too, man. Like my bad, I wasn't on my game.
Watch the videos I sent you as well of a certain trainer we know. You'll laugh at the corner advice.
Yeah, but you know, I wasn't planning on doing this shit, but I actually didn't think I was gonna catch the fight, and I ended up catching the fight. But I've been driving the whole day, like fucking them. Otherwise, I probably would have chopped it up longer. But nah, but to those of you that came through, man, like that listen to this later, thanks for stepping into the file playland with me. Always welcome to come back. And with that, I'm out. Peace.
Yep. Peace out.